Hey guys, welcome back to Travel with Tyler. In this video, I want to talk about putting together a survival gear for pretty cheap. I created a challenge for myself and I went to the Dollar Tree and picked up about $20 to $25 worth of items. We're going to go through them. We're going to go through how they're going to help you in a survival situation, and we'll put them in some kind of container. Make sure you stay till the end of the video. I have a few bonus items I'm going to show that I would put into the survival pack if it was me. I'm also going to be testing all these items out in the field soon in another video, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new so you don't miss it. All right, no particular order, let's get started. I think we're going to start with the tarp here. This is a 4-foot by 6-foot tarp. That's not that big, but it's enough to get out of the elements if you need to. You can make a lean-to shelter out of it. You could cut and rip it apart for some cordage maybe in a pinch. So that's a really good one. Also, another option is a shower curtain. You can use this for a lean-to shelter. You can use it for ground cover to get off the cold ground. You could also use this for water collection. It's a really good thing to have in your toolkit for sure. Talking about the shelter and the tarp and the shower curtain, you need something to tie it down with, right? Cordage is absolutely crucial in this kind of situation. They call this poly rope. So not quite the cordage like from a parachute or something, but still super vital to have. Not only are you going to use this to create shelters, you can use them to start a fire. If you need to, you could also use them to build tools. This one's too thick for like a fishing net or maybe a trap, but that's what you would use normal cordage for. Unfortunately, the dollar store did not have any of that, but this would still be good to have in your kit. All right, next is the first aid. Now, this is technically more than one item, right? But I just took a bag that I had at home and just threw stuff that I had in my junk drawer. There's some gauze, there's some alcohol prep pads, there's some bandages, there's some tape. I have the CPR, AED, and basic first aid kit book that's in there. What else is in here? There's a cold pack in here as well that I had. Just use what you have. You can find first aid kits at the dollar store. This one has 21 items, just your basic butterfly bandages, some gauze, some alcohol prep pads. To that, I would supplement it with gauze roll, some pain reliever, some ibuprofen, triple antibiotic ointment, and some paper tape. That right there is $5. That's just another option for your first aid. Super crucial. It can be used to treat cuts, burns, sprains, any other kind of common illness. That's super important to keep yourself healthy while you're out and about, especially in an emergency situation. You don't know when you're going to be receiving help. Okay, let's move on to the tools section. I just picked up a utility knife, 5-inch. You're probably only going to get 1 or 2 uses out of this, from making a shelter to cooking food to creating a fire to self-defense. You're going to want something like this in your kit for sure. You can opt in for, this is a 16-in-1 pocket tool. It has various tools on here: a saw, screwdriver, scissors, maybe even tweezers. It's kind of like it is a Swiss Army knife, just not Swiss. The bottle opener, can opener. Another one with a flat head on it. There's a corkscrew on here, scissors. So that might be another good addition, especially because these knives are going to be really cheap, right? So it's going to be good to have a couple options with you. You're going to want some kind of light. This is a headlamp, and the only downside of this is it did not come with batteries. I like to have the headlamp because it keeps your hands free. You can do other activities while you have light. So you just want to make sure that you bring some batteries with you. I have a couple D batteries, a couple of AA batteries, and a little Ziploc there. Also for light, we're going to be looking at a 36-hour survival candle. This boasts that there's 3 wicks, and each wick will last 12 hours. This is good for just overall light. You might get some heat from it, but on top of light and heat, it could also start a fire, which is crucial in an outdoor survival situation. Also, they have this quick flame fuel, used for like those catering dishes. Another great source of Light, there's a wick in there. Probably didn't just drip fuel all over my table. Then you're gonna need something to light stuff with, right? Well, here's some waterproof matches. This is gonna be crucial too, depending on your situation, but their tips are coated. And it's a strike-on box, so you can't light those accidentally. Now let's talk about cooking/food. I picked up this little bowl. It's literally labeled bowl as one of the dollar items, or should I say $1.25. I'm going to test this, but I'm pretty sure you could use this to cook in, to boil water in, on top of the candle, perhaps, or most likely a fire, right? Super important to have something to boil water in. And also cook the food that I included. Here's a bag of lentils, good protein there. And here's some white rice for your carbs. Those are going to be good choices there to have with you. Water-wise, I found that this was probably the best deal. This is 50 ounces of water. And what's good about this is it's in a bottle. You can refill it. This will be your container, and having a container is super important to keep water. You can also store food and other supplies in this, and also purify water if I didn't mention already. Then I have some container options, also some water collecting options, but you have these Ziploc bags here. You can use these for water collection, water storage, water purification, insulation. These could be a barrier underneath your sleeping bag, waterproofing your batteries, your matches if you need to, your light. Believe it or not, you can actually use this as a signal mirror too. Fill it up full of clear water and then use it with the sun to create reflections. They can also be used to create a windsock so you know what direction you're going. There's a lot of good applications for a Ziploc bag. And trash bags are often overlooked. They are a very versatile item in a survival bag. They can be used as shelter construction, the waterproof layer on top of your clothes, for water collection, water storage, and even cordage. But just imagine you could take these and tie them between two trees and have something to stand over, right? That's going to keep you out of the rain. These are 2 feet by 2 feet. They make bigger ones, but you could lash them together and create an emergency shelter. I think last but not least is the duct tape. The infamous duct tape. I picked up 2 rolls because one, there wasn't that much on the rolls, and they're only $1.25 each. Now these are going to be good for several things: repairs, first aid, covering wounds, building a shelter, and even starting a fire. Patch tears in clothing. You can repair leaks in your water container. You can cover blisters with this. You can create cordage by tearing this into strips and twisting them together, and you can preserve your food by taping up containers. All right, so what are we going to put all this stuff in? You could use one of these trash bags to put all this in. You could use any kind of bag that you have at home. You could use a duffel bag. If you have a waterproof bag, those would be a great solution too. That's like a backpack, but it's, you know, that you roll down and cinch up. Those are a great option. I'm just going to use this bag here that I already had. It's an emergency survival bag. All the stuff inside was expired years ago. I can definitely repurpose this bag. All right, well, we're going to see if we can fit all of this in this bag. I don't think we're going to have that hard of a time. You just have to be kind of strategic with it. And what's nice about this bag is you can keep it in your car, in your motorhome, wherever. Utilize your pockets if you have them. Obviously, once everything's out of the pack, it'll take up less room. Alright guys, there you have it. Only weighs a couple pounds in this nice convenient bag here. I'm confident that this would help keep you alive for a few days out in the wilderness. You still want to be super careful and not need one of these if you can help it, but this is a great starting survival kit. Now, it's the dollar store. Can you do better? Absolutely. There's a lot better products out there, but the point of this video was to show you that you don't have to break the bank by putting together a survival kit that could really help in those type of situations. Now, you're probably wondering what those bonus items were. These are all an excellent addition to our already cheap and effective kit. Emergency poncho. Kind of same idea as either the tarp or the shower curtain. It's a very compact footprint here. You can use it for collecting water, staying out of the rain, a little bit of insulation, you name it. Emergency blanket. I've actually never used one of these, and I'm planning on doing it in this in the video that I make with this. These can retain up to about 80 to 90% of your body heat in cold conditions. They're waterproof and windproof, and the reflective surface gives you high visibility and some cooling. You can't see it, but it's a little whistle. You can use a whistle to call for help, scare off any predators or deter animals. This is going to be more effective than yelling. This is going to get carried a lot further than your voice will. So super useful in a survival situation. Here is a glow stick, 6-inch 12-hour glow. This is also going to be obviously windproof. This one is actually waterproof. Yep. This is going to provide a reliable light when you don't have any. They can also be used for navigation. If you have a few, you can tie them to a tree or simply put them on the ground so you mark where you're going and know how to get back. It can help deter wildlife if you hang them up in a tree next to your camp. Some animals don't like the unnatural light. The next one's a handheld flashlight. So I did show the headlamp. This is just another option. This does take 2D batteries, which is heavier and takes up more space in your bag, but if you want something that's a bit more powerful, I don't know the lumens on this guy. It didn't come with a bag at all. It just came like this. It's a Rayovac, okay brand. It's going to be a lot brighter than the headlamp, so that's always good to have as well. All right, I also found some hand warmers there. These are going to have a lot of applications. I think they last 10 to 12 hours. Especially in cold climates, you can put them in your sleeping bag, in your boots, in your gloves to help retain as much heat as possible. They can also be used to dry gloves, socks, boots if they get wet, which it's super critical to keep all of your gear dry if you can. For medicinal purposes, with the cloth, they can be used to provide heat. In a pinch, you can improvise to make fire with this, which I will be testing. You can twist it up like a candle and light it. It does require caution though, and it's obviously not a traditional way to start a fire, so keep that in mind. All right, last piece, I promise, are just some gloves. They're going to be super crucial for protecting these, which is one of our most valuable tools for cuts, abrasions, heat. They're going to help stop the transmission of disease if you're working with cuts or abrasion or handling any kind of unsanitary conditions. It's also going to improve your grip on things like rope and tools, which is crucial in a survival situation. If you don't have a pair of gloves, you can use some of those bags or Ziploc bags as a makeshift pair of gloves. Again, not ideal, but you can do that in a pinch as well. There you have it, a full survival kit built for around $20 from the dollar store. From fire starters to shelter basics, we've put together a kit that can help you in almost any survival situation. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we're not going to stop there. I'm going to take this whole bag of gear out into the wilderness and I'm going to test it overnight. We're going to see how well it does in a real life scenario. So you don't have to test it. Just me, the kit, and nature. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell buttons so you don't miss the field test video. See you out there. And remember, survival doesn't have to be expensive, it just has to be smart. Until next time.